Hi friends, I welcome you today to this tutorial for statistics, the question which came in 2025 GCE, and this is question number 7. On this question number 7, we're just going to look at how we can find the standard deviation. So those who have been following me, well, so far we have looked at two types of solving standard deviation, or maybe two methods on how you can solve standard deviation. We looked at the discrete qualitative data, then we look at the grouped continuous data, and we're also looking at grouped continuous data. But now this one we are going to use a different method. In the last video I mentioned to say you can also solve this question using a different method. So here we're going to look at that method and how we can use the different method to solve the standard deviation. Then it will be up to you to choose. In an exam, don't use two different methods, just you choose one method and then solve that question. All the methods are correctly. So let's look at this question. The question reads, the frequency distribution table shows the amount of money spent by customers at a particular shop. So here, this is a shop, and then there are some customers who are coming to buy some stuffs in the shop. So now the shop attendant were busy recording the amount of money spent by the people in that particular shop. So those people spent 0 to 20 kwacha were 5. Those who spent 20 kwacha to 40 kwacha were 20. Those who spent 40 to 60 kwacha were 55. Those who spent 60 to 80 kwacha were 18. And those who spent 80 to 100 kwacha were just 2. Then the question says, find the standard deviation, maybe calculate the standard deviation. So, of course, you need to draw a table. Me, I would advise you to draw a table like this one. But if you are very, very accurate, you can solve even without drawing a table. But for avoiding mistakes, please draw a table. So now, here on the first column, we're going to put the money spent, the kwachas. So these numbers here, they'll be put in this column. Then in the next column, we're going to put the frequency. These numbers in the second row here, we're going to put in this column. Then here, we're going to find the midpoint. In the last video, I explained on how to find the midpoint. Then on this column here, we're going to find the f of x. Also in the last video, I explained on how to find the f of x. Today we're just going to focus on how we can find this column here, because in the last video we used a different method which has got this one. But here we're going to explain how we can find this one. So quickly, these numbers, I've just copied them and put them there. Also, I've copied this number and put them there. I have found the f of x, 10 plus 20 divided by, 0 plus 10, 0 plus 20 divided by 2, it is the midpoint. 20 plus 40, 60 divided by 2 is 30. This is the midpoint. So this is what we do when you're finding the fx here. X is the midpoint of these numbers. Add and then add the two numbers and then divide them by 2. Then from there, we need to find this column here. I explained how to find this column. I just said the f and x, they should multiply. This number and this number, they should multiply. 5 times 10 is 50. This is the 50 here. So 2 times 90 here is 180. This is why we have 180 there. So you multiply all the numbers in this column, and this column. You multiply this one times this one. You're going to get the answers for this part here. Now from there, you need to add these numbers and also these numbers so that you can find the mean. People, I'm still repeating this. You cannot find the standard deviation without finding the mean. The mean should be the first. First find the mean, therefore you can find the standard deviation. So we proceed from there. So after finding this number, the sum of this and this, we can find the mean. So the mean is the sum. This simply represents the sum f of x. So meaning add the f and the x. So when I added these, I get 4840, 4840. Then when I added f, here it says add f, summation of f, add f. When I added the frequency, I got 100. So mean is equal to summation f of x over summation of f. So summation f of x is 4840 divided by summation of f is 100. So when I divide it 4840 divided by 100, I'm going to get 48.4. 48.4. That is correctly there. So this is not the standard deviation, this is the mean. Now we need to find this part here. We need to find this part before we go and find the standard deviation. Now, look here. What is happening here is we need to have f, which is here. This is the f. Then open bracket x, this is the x. Then minus x bar. X bar is this one here. Then you square. So that's what you need to do. So here you are going to type 5 open bracket, x is 10. After open bracket you write 10 minus x bar is 48.4, close bracket and square. Then you press equals on your calculator. I am repeating, 5 open bracket 10 minus x bar is 48.4, close bracket, square, then equals, you are going to get 7372.8, 7,372.8. Also here you do the same. 20 open bracket 30 minus 48.4, close bracket, square. You are going to get 6771.2. So you do the same. Even here you say 2 open bracket 90 minus 48.4, close bracket, square. You are going to get 3461.12. So this is how we find these numbers here. Then when you find all these numbers, you add all the numbers in here. And when I added, I got 26,144. 26,144. Now, after getting these numbers, that is when you can proceed and find the standard deviation. So now, if you are using this, you are going to use this formula now. Standard deviation is equal to the square root summation f open bracket x minus x bar squared over summation of f. So now this part, if you look at this, f open bracket x minus x bar, it is this number here. Now there is a sum here, which means add these numbers there. So when you add it, you get this. So pamwamba here on top, we're going to put this number, 26,144 over summation of f. Summation of f, you add these numbers here, and it is 100. That is why there is 100 here. And when I divided this 26,144 divided by 100, I got 261.44. 261.44. Now, find the standard deviation. We need to remove the square root. So, can you find the square root of this number? So, the square root of 261.44, it is 16.17. Therefore, this is the standard deviation of this question. Hopefully, this tutorial has been helpful to you, and hopefully you have understood. For any questions, please you can comment in the comment section of this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time.